Israel is facing a wildlife disaster. More than 8,000 wild birds have died of avian flu, and the virus has spread to domestic birds, forcing authorities to destroy hundreds of thousands of chickens and turkeys. Those who study birds are taking on the heartbreaking job of collecting bird carcasses for research in hopes of preventing the spread of the virus to other species. Irris Makler has those details.
Currently what I'm doing is I'm just walking in between trees and below trees to look for any dead raptors.
Dr. Motti Charter's an ornithologist from Haifa University. He's out every day in full hazmat gear, searching for the carcasses of wild birds.
So here we have a common kestrel that's dead. Finding lots of kestrels here. It's super sad.
He's in a nature reserve in northern Israel, where more than 8,000 wild cranes have died. That's about 1/3 of the birds which stop here during their annual winter migration from Europe to Africa.
8,000 birds, which the number is probably way higher than that, is just unbelievable. It's not even fathomable.
Dr. Charter says it's painful to see wild cranes trying to fly, unable to rise and trying again before they fall and die.
It's horrible. I mean, I'm going to return there tomorrow, and I've been there every day, and it's a horrible thing. Unfortunately, the virus is so dangerous, there's no treatment for it right now.
The culprit is the H5N1 flu strain. It was thought that most wild birds were carriers but did not become ill themselves. This outbreak has proved that's not the case. Dr. Charter's expanded his search beyond cranes to the secondary birds, birds of prey which could become sick as a result of eating the dead cranes.
It's a super horrible, heartbreaking thing, but for myself, I have to document it, because if I don't do it, then we won't know.
In addition to kestrels and buzzards, he also found a dead barn owl, one he'd tagged when it was young.
This one actually has a ring. That means a ring that I ringed it. At least 3 years old. I'll be able to look later and look up the number. Again, I don't know why it died.
Israeli ornithologists believe some of the cranes arrived from Russia already infected. The crowded conditions in the nature reserve, where food is put down for the birds, is a likely cause of the high death toll. But in the era of COVID-19, the biggest fear is the possibility that the bird flu virus may mutate and become more easily transmissible to humans. That's why Israel has destroyed more than 1 million domestic chickens and turkeys and is working hard to clear the infected wild birds from its waterways and the food chain. Irris Makler for CBC News, Jerusalem.